Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Grab Matters podcast. Today we welcome on a very special guest, Sina Jacobsen. Sina is a professional wakeboarder from Germany who's spent the last couple of years here in America, living at Valdosta Wake Compound and riding there a bunch. We talk with her about starting Copycats Club, the idea behind it, the kind of trials and tribulations of creating a print media magazine in this day and age. We also talk video parts, which she's had quite a few of. We talk how her and Wes met, kind of what it's like living and being with another creative mind in the wakeboard world. We talk about what being a mother is like as a professional athlete in regards to sponsors and how that kind of changes the landscape of what your career looks like. We talk about a bunch more with Cena as well. It was a really great conversation. If you guys are interested in supporting the podcast, joining the Patreon is the best way to do that. There's 2 tiers on there. The higher tier allows you to see who the guests are early and submit questions, but both tiers are automatically entered in any giveaways we do on the Patreon. Your guys' support means a ton. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're liking the podcast. Share it with your friends, post it on the story, helps a ton. I hope you guys enjoy.
I approve waterboarding. They're talking about wakeboarding. The thing about wakeboarding, every trick is an invert.
Backside,
air railings.
a new dimension.
All right, we're back with another episode of the Grab Matters podcast. Today, we welcome on a very special guest, Sina Jacobsen. Right?
Yes, Sina Jacobsen.
How's it going?
I'm nervous.
Nervous?
Super nervous.
Excited?
Super excited.
Okay,
It's all
perfect.
about my life, but
Well, we'll break it in with a couple easy questions.
okay.
Wake pants? Yes or no?
Yes, wearing right now mine.
Okay.
Completely. It's a lifestyle.
Perfect. So you're a big fan of the wake pants?
Yes. I think personally, it just goes with the time. I'm like, we all start wearing baggy pants also when we're at home, like 10 years ago, the skate style, like super tight. You're like, how did you guys fit in these pants that uncomfortable? And now we're wearing baggy pants and wearing baggy pants also in wakeboarding. So I feel like maybe in 5 years, completely something else pops up.
I feel like baggy style is eternal. It always looks good. You can move around easy. I've always been a big fan of the baggy style. So.
Definitely better baggy style than tight pants than earlier.
All right. Favorite grab?
Steezy tail grab, I would say.
Okay.
Like boning a little bit to the side and
I like it. Get on the end there, back of the board.
tweaking your leg nice.
Yeah, a little tail poke. Cats or dogs?
Oh, that's a good one. Dogs.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good answer because I was going to have to get Penny in here.
Yes.
We'd have to sort some stuff out.
Eni, I love you.
That was Wes had the same answer. So
We have a cat. We had a cat since a year. She disappeared, and she didn't disappear. Our neighbor snagged our cat.
stole the cat.
Stole the cat.
Does it still have him?
She still has it. I saw her 2 days ago walk out of her house, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Coco." But I can't be hard on her because she told me the story. She had 2 houses and her other house burned down with her 3 cats in it. So I'm like, okay, you can have my cat.
That's fair.
I have a
She's missing
baby
cat.
now, so I'm like, okay, I give up something.
Kind of busy with the baby right
Busy
now
with
too.
the baby,
so.
so like, you can have Coco.
Okay. Well, at least it's close too, right?
Yeah,
You see it
still
every now
fucked
and
up.
again.
She stole my cat, but okay, have some heart for her.
Okay, so a lot of people probably listening right now that maybe don't know who you are. You got an
Yes.
accent. Where are you from?
Germany, Deutschland.
Where at in Germany?
I'm coming out from Bavaria, but really on top, Unterfranken. It's like 2 hours from Frankfurt, but we have some little mountains called the Rhön. Pretty there, love it.
Ski hills, snowboard hills?
Yeah, ski snowboard hills, but small ones. It's like kind of like North Carolina style.
Yeah.
We have not how you say? We have just ankle lift.
Yeah.
No, like sitting down for 4 different mountains.
And you grew up there for your whole life?
Oh yes, I started skiing with 5, and when we had snow, when I was younger, we had a lot of snow, and after school, my mom brought me and my best friend Laura just to the mountain, dropped us off, and grabbed us in the evening, or we drove down, right down the mountain. Like everyone knows us at the mountain, and we could like go to the restaurant, eat something, and I just write it down. We had like the best time.
So you spent a lot of time there?
Yeah, not much skiing. We went like go in the forest and explore. I would say we explore more than we did skiing, but that was like, I want that my kid have this experience like I had. It was
just hanging out in
hanging
the woods,
out,
the wilderness.
Yes,
Okay. So when you said you got into skiing at 5? Mm-hmm. And sounds like you weren't taking it super seriously at a young age, or?
I don't know. I mean, as a kid, you never take something serious. I would say you do it out of fun and because other ones doing it. But I was ski racing, big slalom. 5 days. My first race was 5 days after I learned skiing. I mean, we have like a little mountain, so it's like my friend Laura did it before. She learned skiing when she was 3 years old, and then she was like, "You should do it too." And then I started racing with her, ski races.
So 5 days after you learned, you entered a race?
Yep.
How'd it go?
Good. I went down there. I came down. I don't know if I like took all of the, how you say in English?
Gates?
All the gates.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think I did it until I was 10, 11.
Okay.
And with 12, 13, we both tried snowboarding. She didn't get hooked up. I broke my arm on the third day, but I was hooked. I'm like, that was my thing, snowboarding.
You loved it.
I loved it. I was like, I never do something else. Then,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So 12, 13, you get into snowboarding, and then you keep doing it every year
Oh, yeah.
for...
I'm impressed people saying dates and everything. I think I was 15, 16 when I explored with a friend the snow park on the other mountain, and then I started hanging with the boys every day in the winter. That was my jam. I was like, okay. I was like still in the community. Like I was dancing for carnival and all this stuff, and I did a little bit of soccer. I was big running in the summer was my sport in the summer, but every 3 minutes I was going to the mountain. All my friends in the town was kind of like, "What are you doing up there?" I'm like, "Snowboarding, having fun." Like,
so that's an interesting point. So you did do some traditional sports like running and other sports,
yeah,
but you really latched on to snowboarding at first.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Were you riding with? Sounds like you're riding with guys. Was there a group of guys and girls, or was it primarily guys that you're riding with?
No, just guys.
Okay.
One girl came later in when I was like a little bit older to the crew, but just guys.
Okay. And did you feel like you immediately fit in and you were part of the crew?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
did you ever start working at any of the resorts?
I actually I started helping shaping the park, but our mountains are so small. We did it all for free. Like we created this park for ourselves.
Just build it for yourself.
Building it for ourselves, and I got together with the head shaper, so I was completely hooked in. You know what I mean? Like helping out everything, and it was nice.
And you like that aspect of it, building and stuff.
Oh yeah,
the park.
Yes, I love taking stuff in the hand. You know what I mean? Building stuff and being out there and moving your body. I need that. I'm like, after the pregnancy, I started working out and I was like, oh my God, it feels so good to sweat and move your body. It's like, I just need that. I'm like, did it my whole life. I did all the sports and it's like, okay, that's me.
Got to be moving.
Got to be moving.
So have you always been into art? Were you into art when you were a young kid, or like walk me through kind of, because I feel like a lot of people get into it as a kid. I was talking to Wes, and he was always been into art. Have you always been into art as well?
Yeah, it's actually funny. I grew up in my grandma's bar. Like my grandma is a G, and my mom worked, so she gave me to my grandma. And so I was sitting in the corner and had my papers and my pencils. And when I was not when there was not enough snow on the mountain, or I couldn't go to the local swimming pool, I was by my grandma in the barn, was drawing and painting, and that was my jam. And then when I got in Germany, when you go to the 7th class in the middle school, you can go low school, middle school, high school. I was in the middle school, and you can choose a main lesson? No.
Class?
Main class next to math, English, and German, and I choose art. So I was having a lot of art in school. And then I thought I studied art. I studied illustration and stuff, and tried it out, and none of the school took me. I was like, okay.
So you applied to go to school for that?
Yeah.
Didn't get in?
I mean, it's subjective. Like a professor like your stuff or he don't like your stuff. So he didn't like my stuff, and you need to grab 30 of your best pieces, and I draw in this time on canvases, and you can send in canvases. You have this. So I needed to make pictures of my canvases and think it didn't go so well.
Doesn't translate maybe well
Yeah,
as some
don't
other
look
pieces
so
of
real.
art. So, okay.
Yep.
So, did you go to school after high school though, like a college or a university?
Yeah, I studied sport economic dual because I didn't go to art, and then my mom like, what you doing else? Like, you love sport, you love art, and okay, let's try sport. And she found that sport economic dual, so I was working and studying by the same time. It's like pretty cool because I'm like, everything I did, I'm using now. Like sport economic, it was cool. You have marketing management, but you also get to know about food, about how to train, and a lot of soccer because Germany.
Big.
It's like, I was this kid and it was like, can we talk about something else than soccer, please? My professor was the trainer for the national German team. And then I'm sitting there, can we talk about something else than soccer, please?
There's a lot more out there. I like to talk about something else.
Yeah.
So when did you get into wakeboarding? Because it wasn't when you were in middle school or even early high school, was it?
No. So actually, my boyfriend this time, Yusa Hein, big shout out, he brought me to snowboarding park, and then he was a professional downhiller, and he did like on and off a little bit wakeboarding between, like how people are climbing, he was wakeboarding. And he brought me to Wake Park Tulbar. It's the owner is Toby Riddick.
Legend.
Not owner, but he was having the cable. And he should have it now. I'm pretty sad about that. But yeah, and I got hooked. I was like, first time out, I was like, wow, that feels like riding park and POW in the same time. Like a little nice 20 centimeters POW and having rails everywhere. And I was like, that's the coolest shit ever. Like,
I never thought about it like that, but yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
hanging, coughing, like, yes, feels like a little like 20 centimeters. How does 20 meters like this? What's
Yeah.
that?
So what was that first experience like going wakeboarding?
Oh, I didn't make it out. Whole day not. We tried every start with me. I was like sitting, standing, and at the end, I never saw it somewhere else, but I did it like that. When you like, Toby said, just lay back. I was laying on that. I had like a new schnitzel from, do you know that?
No.
Like an old board brand. And from Yoshi had it, like bought it cheap. And I was laying. And he's like, okay, put your knees, you lay back, and then the cable pulls you up. And I did it like that. I was like, okay, I did it. And I was like, I never saw someone else starting like that.
Hey, it worked though.
I worked.
So, but you did, after you got up, it sounds like a whole day of almost kind of trying different ways. But
Yep.
you got up and...
Got up, and then went back, and I got crazy about it. I was at Toby Riddick learned me my first backside 180. I'm pretty proud of it. Still looking up to this dude. And I was working 30 minutes away with my... I kind of like started wakeboarding when I started studying sport economic. And I was working 30 minutes away, and like if it 3 o'clock time off, I'm like racing with my car down the highway to go to the cable. Like, okay, I can ride 1 hour if I start driving now. Let's go. It's like...
So the cable scene in Germany and Europe as a whole is a lot different, as in there's a lot more cables around you in a closer distance.
Yes.
So did you start going to other cables after you were riding there for a little bit, or were you riding there for a while?
I was riding there for a while. I got like a little crew then at Toolbar, and we started going like making like 2 day trips somewhere else. So pretty cool to have friends. Like, it's cool. You like go to a wake park and you meet people, and then you hang out with them, and then you make trips with them and getting close friends. And that took me to like different cables.
Okay, so how old are you at this point? Would you say when you learned?
18, 19.
18, 19?
Yeah.
So you're in school, working, riding cable. How long does that go on for before something kind of turns in wakeboarding where maybe you take it a little bit more serious, you kind of dive into wakeboarding a little bit more?
So I'm actually like, in Germany, especially where I'm coming from, there's not a thing that you dream being an athlete or something. That's like too far away. You're working. You're studying and then you're working. It's like, Siemens is a big company.
Oh, yeah.
And in our area, it's a big company. It's like, oh, my son is working by Siemens and is like a manager. You know what I mean? That means a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what means a lot and nothing more. And I just rode really for fun, and I just loved it to ride. And I started working at Turncable. You study dual, so you need to work somewhere when you study. I study at fitness clubs and personal trainer. I made a lot of like courses, Zumba and bicycling. It's pretty fun. People can't imagine that I did it. I was like, I'm going to do that again. I love that. And then I was like, hey, I want to go wakeboarding more. And I was like, wait, I study sport economic. A cable is like a sport facility. So I could work at the cable. And I was like, I want to learn something too. So it was like 2 options for me was like, Wasserski Langenfeld and Turncable, because they had hotel, they had restaurant, they had a shop, they had the cables. And I also want to learn something, not just, the features there is both cables pretty sick. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try a turncable. And called and said, hey, that's the option for me. And you could be like my teacher for my study.
Yeah.
And we filled in the papers together and it worked out. So like finished my study at turncable. In the summer was working at turncable, and in the winter I worked at a company who made ski holidays for people. And I made a little bit of marketing for them, and I was going to different mountains like France, Swiss, Germany, Austria, and would give ski courses in the morning and could ride after 12 o'clock by myself. I was still like hooked on snowboarding so much. I'm still hooked on snowboarding. I was like, that's the sickest shit ever. It's like, I can go snowboarding every day now. And I was like, cool, I could wakeboard and snowboard by the same time in the season and could do my study.
So at this point in your life, are you still thinking about just working in either skiing or snowboarding or business in that realm? And you're still not thinking about becoming an athlete or starting a brand or anything like that?
That was not the option. No. I thought, I'm small, I'm a girl. You know what I mean? I cannot do that. That was not even a thought. I'm like, okay, I'm good I like sport, I like art. Okay, now I study sport economic. Let's see what comes after it. I'm not even... Yeah, and then I worked at Turncable. And the first thing in the second year, they asked me if I want to join Slingshot Germany. And I was
perfect.
I was like, wow. I didn't know. I'm okay. And I was so hyped and I was so stoked. But at the same time, like Momo Dudzinski, she got kicked out just because of personal things in the background. Has nothing to do with here. But I was hyped, but at the same time, it was like super sad because like I can ride with Momo now so much more because we do trips together. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'm hyped, but I'm sad. We're like, what the fuck? But life goes on like that.
So Slingshot Germany, is that the first kind of wakeboard brand that you're involved with in terms of riding?
Yes.
So what does that look like? Is it you're getting boards and then kind of doing trips with people in Germany?
No, you get your board for free, and then you join and help on the test tours. Like in Germany, like we have, I think, over 90 cables, and they pick up the best, can I say it wrong, but maybe they pick the best 30 cables and do a test tour, and your job is kind of helping out. Best job ever, go to different cables, hang out, ride with your best friends, so it's cool.
Yeah, you have to help people try the gear on, they go for a ride, you talk with them, it's a lot of fun.
Drink beer in the sun.
So is this before or after at Turncable, or is this when you're working at Turncable?
When I'm working at Turncable in the second year.
Okay. So I got a Patreon question from James Peasty. Mm-hmm. And he's wondering, what were some of the best and worst experiences while working at Turncable?
Okay. Best experience, I would say, it was a really cool community, and there are a lot of people. Like working at the cable is just fun because you work together, you shred together, and then, hey, what are we doing tonight? Okay, we do some barbecue and drink some beer. You know what I mean? You just have like the best time, and you just enjoy it. You don't care what around happen in the world. You just like, that's it. I don't need more right now. So that was pretty cool. And like having Turncable, they're coming the pros in and out, and I didn't care about it at all. And then when like people come over, hey, Ref Drum is here. I was like, who's there? I was like, oh, okay, that's special. So it was cool seeing the pros coming in and out and getting better. I was like just feeling so good
riding
on the
a
water,
lot.
riding a lot, like having sunset sessions because I was in the first year I was still studying and worked in the office and helped out on every corner. I learned like doing kids lesson. I learned how to work in the bar, and I was like the best. I made so much good experience. I was like, everyone who like don't know what to do, just do dual study is like a cool thing to do, definitely. And in the second year, I worked in the shop, and we closed the shop at 7, and then you could ride until 8 and have the best time.
Any bad experiences?
So yeah, no, I mean it's not bad. It's just life. Life happens.
Yeah.
So, the second year, I think I'm completely in my head in wakeboarding. I love wakeboarding. And I said, hey, I'm coming back and work in the shop if I can go wakeboarding every day. And funny thing, I like stopped working at the fitness club, and I said, I'm sorry, but Peter, I'm gonna go to a cable and work. And he's like, yes, because you have nothing else in your head when the sun is shining. I was like, okay. And I didn't get so along with my boss the second year. Still don't know really why completely, but I got kicked out of turntable. He like said Friday, he told me, okay, until Monday, you pack your stuff out of the bungalow. I lived in the bungalow. They have like this bungalows where you can stay. It's so pretty. And one person can stay in the bungalow.
Sounds awesome.
Best experience ever. Like straight. I'm like going to the 2.0 in the morning and make my yoga session, and it was so great. But sometimes it just happened. And yeah, then I got kicked out, and I was like, I was in a point, I was not, my study was done, and I was like, what I'm doing now? Like, I have nothing planned for the winter. And yes, and a friend told me, I'm going to, what is it called? The cable in Italy? Starwake?
Yeah, that's what that one.
I'm blowing it? No, I think. No, yeah.
I'll put it in.
I'm gonna let know later. And I was like 10 days there, and I really kind of like had a hard time. I was like, because I want to give 100%, but you cannot always give 100% in anything. So I didn't give 100% working because I was in my head in wakeboarding. And then I was there and kind of like bought, like a friend said she read this and this book, and I kind of like made some like finding myself moments. And in this time, Momo said, hey, you want to go to Valdosta to like ride? And I was like, yeah, sounds good with Anne Freya. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like full. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just be myself and go wakeboarding, have some time for myself. And then funny is Momo couldn't go, and Anne Freya and me didn't know each other well. Or like, I think we saw each other one time before. And it's like, should we still go? And I was like, maybe let's link up one day before to see if we like in harmony. And she came by. It was like, we had the best time at that together. It's like, okay, let's do it. Yeah, and then after I was in Italy, like some weeks later, I went with Anne Freya to Valdosta Wake Compound. We had the best time.
Okay,
ever.
So before we get into Valdosta, because there's definitely some stuff I want to get into. You mentioned, you're at Turntable and people are saying, Raft to Rome or this pro is coming through.
Yep.
I'm curious, did you follow the American scene of wakeboarding as well as the German scene when you were, at Turntable getting really into it? Was that something you paid attention to?
Not at all.
Really?
I was really just enjoying to ride. The first cool experience I had was Courtney Angus came with her movie Out of the Kitchen, with all the girls, and then I saw like other girls shredding in this pros, and I was like, I never considered to try to be one. I'm like, I was just having fun riding. That's all. You know what I mean? In my head was never I could be a pro or something. I could make money with that. It was like not at all. It was like hell yeah. And so I couldn't say, hey, you ride good. And there was just cool comment, and I was like, wow, thank you. Yeah, it was like, and that's it. I never followed the German pros. I never followed the American pros. I just had the best time ever. Like being at the cable, work, drink beer, ride.
Love that. That's the epitome of what a lot of boarding is, and I love that.
Should be.
So you didn't do much competitions then either, I'm guessing. Okay, I'm just curious on those early days. So Valdosta.
Valdosta.
So I was gonna ask why you decided to go to Valdosta, but you kind of answered that.
Yeah.
Why you decided to, but so it's just you and Anna, right? Going to Valdosta.
Anna, yeah.
So how long did you guys decide to go for
So
on that trip?
because I was the free spirit, she decided going 3 weeks, and I just said, I'm just going like 6 or 7 weeks. I have nothing to do. I was like, okay, here we go.
It's a long time.
Yep.
So you came over there with her, stayed for, did she end up staying just the 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And you're 6, 7 weeks.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to the park when you showed up, Valdosta?
I can't wakeboard. That's like, Jesus, it's hot here. I was like, holy shit. But I actually, like, we stayed in the container, Anna and me, and we just enjoyed life and had the best time. And it's like Anna was riding on a completely different level than me. And it's just cool because she's like, Sina, you try that. Try this now. Try this now. Like, I had Momo always say, you better do that now. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. If you say she do that, I'll do that. And it's like having fun.
Just ripping, having fun.
Having fun.
Was there anybody else from Germany that ended up coming over, or was it just you
Just
two?
me too, yeah.
Okay. And you're hanging out with people at the compound a little bit?
Not really.
Not really?
No, it's just like, you go out once or twice with them for dinner. But Anna and me just did our thing, filmed a little bit, and yeah. The funniest thing is, like, Anna said, oh, yeah, try this. And then actually then Katinka came too.
Okay.
Out of our plan. Like, Katinka was there at the same time. Anna and me just like hang around and paid for riding and staying, and Katinka worked. So like, you work and then you stay and ride for free. And then Kendra showed up, a girl from Canada with a little van, and she stayed longer too. She just wanted to like come by, like right there. And then we had like this little gang, and we said, we're gonna film this little edit. And Anna said, okay, what you gonna do? So I was like, I don't know. It's like, I think I'm gonna try like 180 on the grass and switch the grass. And it was like the first time she's like, I think you should not do it. It's like, no, I'm gonna do it. And I did it. I ate shit. So it's like, oh shit, okay.
That grass will bite you when you're not used to it.
Bite you.
Oh yeah. So how was your English when you came over initially?
None. I mean, I had English since the 5th class in school, but I really didn't care about school so much. I was like doing my sports and stuff. And my teachers always told me, Sina, you learn good English, but you just can't speak it. You don't understand how to do it. I was like, okay. But now I'm just realizing you need to go somewhere and speak the language, and then you can get better. So I'm still like, I'm personally think I can't speak English because a lot of words not coming out of like building a sentence. I'm like always asking Wes, like, where does this word need to go in the sentence? He's like, there. I'm like, why does it need to go there? I was like, oh yeah, but it got better.
It's good. I think it's pretty damn good.
Thank you.
But English language definitely does not make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Where some words go and some.
And then German has like so many rules. Then it's like too many rules.
Germany rules? No way.
No.
So before we get to a question that I got from Wes, I say we spin the LF and Wheel of Questions presented by Liquid Force.
The LF and Wheel of Questions.
Okay, let's go.
So if you want to go ahead and grab that, you can go grab that, bring it down here on the table. So we got a bunch of stuff, including cat trivia. So I know there's probably a lot of Copycats Club's fans watching. So go ahead and give that sucker a spin. Okay. And we'll see what we get. Oh, that's a good spin.
Woo.
Okay. Hottest wake take.
No.
This is the one we were talking about earlier. That
I was reading that earlier, and I was like, what does hottest wake take mean? And I didn't understand it. And he tried to explain it to me, and I was like, I still don't understand it. So here we go again.
So I'll try. Yeah. So it's like your boldest opinion on wakeboarding.
Mine?
Yours. Yeah.
Okay.
So something you think could change, or something that, something like that. A bold opinion that is kind of strong.
Something hits in my head right now.
Okay.
And I was thinking, I don't know if I should talk about that because it's like people gonna maybe hate me after that.
Sounds like a good thing to talk about then.
I think so too. So coming from snowboarding, I love hitting rails, and like not love hitting. It was like, it's hard. You have like respect for it. And going into wakeboarding, being in Wake Park Tolbert, like Toby Riddick was the owner. So there was a lot of rails and tubes too. Also boxes. But I'm personally thinking if wakeboarding wants more respect to other sports like skating and snowboarding, we need to ride more on rails, personally. And also a lot of pro rider post a lot of tricks on boxes, and I think that goes in the wrong direction. You're not seeing, I mean, you can ride boxes pretty sick. You can like put your board on the corner and steeze it out, but I'm personally seeing a lot of not that, and I'm thinking we need to change that. Unit goes in the right direction. So like Unit just had boxes, but now you see like all the cool tubes what they're adding on, and so we're going in the right direction. But I think also the pros need to go more in the right direction. Personally, I mean, you need to. I'm riding boxes. I'm learning my tricks there, and then I'm putting them on the rails. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to ride a rail clean, and it's ride a rail clean. I mean, that's a hard one, and it's a lot of work. But I think we need to put it in to get the respect from the other sports.
I like that, and I agree. And I also think Wes and I were talking about this, but it's a 2-part kind of solution, whatever it is. It's 2 parts. Like, yes, it would help a lot of other people looking at wakeboarding being like, that's legit, that's cool. Mm-hmm. It also helps people stay in wakeboarding because you get to a certain level in wakeboarding after a couple of years, you kind of max out on boxes. What do you do? 270 on, switch up 180, switch up 360, 450 out. It's like, I mean, you're going to get bored of doing that stuff. It's easy, it's not hard just a 50-50. It's really easy to do. So I think more difficult rails will also help keep people in wakeboarding longer, which then helps get people into wakeboarding as a whole.
And not only like that, I'm personally thinking it just looks way more aesthetic. Like a clean nose press on a rail, or just every trick on a rail looks personally for me more aesthetic than on a box.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the thing.
So more rails.
More rails.
I love it. Totally agree.
Hate more rails.
All right. Thanks to Liquid Force for that. We go ahead and throw that back on the on that shelf if you can there.
How hilarious is that exactly this hit me? I was like, I don't understand it.
I know, the one that we were talking about.
Like,
you didn't get.
Don't hit me.
We got baby problems? Nah, I'm going to Wawa. I'm gonna take him in the car and go to Wawa and get something to eat. Y'all want something?
I think I'm all right for now.
Get me a panini.
There you go. All right, see it.
I'm on it.
Take Penny with you. All right, so you're at Valdosta. Speaking of that guy, great timing. He walked in.
Great timing.
How'd you meet that guy? Wes Jacobson.
I met Wesley Jacobson. Actually, the first time at Turncable, he visited Turncable, was one of these pros who showed up. So I'm like, hey, that's it. And then we came in October, middle of October to Valdosta. And then Halloween party hit. And we all went out together. And and then I saw Wes in his tiger costume. I don't know what hit me, how many beers I had in me, but
irresistible.
I woke up in Wes's camera, was like, oh shit, what happened? And the funniest thing is, we was this girl gang, and we planned going to Jacksonville to the beach, surfing the first time on the next day. So that girl's rolled up already, knocking on that campus like, Cena, we're going. Are you in? I was like, for sure, walk of shame, I'm coming. So all in that cutest van, sitting and like having the biggest smile. I was like, hey, Cena, yeah. It's like, yeah.
Oh, okay. So speaking of Wes, he wants to know why he calls you Bill.
I don't know.
That's what he said. He said he don't know.
I don't know. Maybe like some Kodak song is he hit that her. That's. I have a lot of nicknames from like I never had nicknames in my whole life. And then I come to Valdosta, I'm like, Z, Billy. It was like, and then, oh God. There's that thing what Dom and Felix always said, aufstehen, Zähne putzen, losgehen means let's go, wake up, brush your teeth, and we're starting. And there was something in our head, we always said it again. And Wes's family heard Zähneputzen, like brush your teeth, sounded like Cena. I'm not thinking at all sounds like Cena, but then was Zähneputzen was my nickname. I was like, okay. So
All right.
Billy
Sweet.
just turned out was his end nickname of me.
You come to America, you get some nicknames.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what happens. All right. So you spent some time in America, and you now have spent a lot more time in America. And before we get to some Copycats Club stuff and stuff like that, I want to kind of compare Europe and America, because you spent a lot of time now in both in terms of wakeboarding culture and all that stuff. So what has been the hardest part about adjusting to life in America from Europe?
I remember when Anne and me come here and like went to the first parties here and like eating and see the other people. On a daily casual basis, people eating from paper plates or plastic plates and throwing them away. And I was like, what the fuck? Or like, no way. You guys can just take a plate and clean it up a little bit and put it back. You don't need to make so much waste. And that still like blows my mind. In the fast food is really a big thing. Like when you drive in a city, you see always everywhere these lights, and people go on a daily basis to fast food restaurants, and I'm blown away how much trash that is. Like every day you get this bag with your XXL Coca-Cola if you want to.
The size of that water jug right there. That's
Double the size of the water jug. And the second thing is ice. Every drink is with ice, and I
You don't like the ice?
No, I don't like the ice.
I don't think I do. It waters it down and it makes it.
No, I just don't like it so cold. I'm like still brain freeze. I'm like drinking. It's like okay, it's ice.
Okay. I mean, what else about America kind of was different other than the food and the waste? Anything else?
I'm like always people ask me what is like better and worse. I definitely like in America that people are opener and friendly on the first time. It's like, hey, how's it going? Like when you be in a big city in Germany, no one gonna ask you, hey, how's it going? Like that's not a thing. I mean, you not really mean it. You just say, how's it going? And you say, good, how are you? And then it has no deeper meaning. But and I was like, if people in Germany, and never gonna happen that you get a compliment on the street. I mean, it can happen, but it's really sad. And like, and if someone likes your pants or your shirt or think you're pretty, they'll let you know. Like you go to Walmart, go get some stuff, and someone says, "You really look good." And I'm like, "Well, thank you," and it makes your day. It really makes your day, and I think that could change in Germany a little bit. Like, not be as so grumpy on a daily basis. Like, open your eyes, give some compliments. It feels good to other people.
So that's a good thing. I mean, that's interesting that you can make someone's day with a compliment, obviously, and that's something that I guess you don't really realize it when you grow up in America, but people for the most part are pretty
open
friendly.
And friendly.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know if it's real too.
Well, a lot of time it's fake, for
A
sure.
lot of times, like, hey, Cena, how you doing? Are you really interested in what I'm doing? I don't know. So
Yeah, maybe they just don't fake it in Germany. They're just straightforward, real.
yeah, you look like shit today. Oh, thank you. That's more in German. What happening? Like, you partied yesterday? Yes, you look like shit. Like,
See, I might kind of prefer that sometimes, to be honest. So I don't know.
oh, for sure. Like maybe a middle thing. We need like
Right in the middle. Yeah,
Right in the
be
middle.
honest, but be nice.
Be honest, but also be nice. If you like something, say it.
Yeah. Okay. For Europeans coming to visit America for wakeboarding, a lot of them come for yard sale or other events or whatever. You got any advice to them before they come over, whether they're spending, quite a bit of time here? If it's their first time.
Oh.
Go to Waffle House.
Go to Waffle House. Oh, my friends who visited me to the wedding didn't like Waffle House. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So maybe not the best advice. I'm not trusting completely the products in America. So my mom or when friends coming over, they always need to bring me creams, face creams and stuff.
So you mean like
Products.
Yeah, lotions and stuff. Or
I mean, it's not hidden that food and cosmetic is still, they have like putting a lot of stuff in it, what they not need to say. So definitely, that's definitely like a thing why I would move back to Germany. Trusting a little bit more the products.
Yeah.
You feel like brand's coming. Trader Joe's, grocery store with like we not have anything in there. Hopefully,
It's a lot slower over here.
Yeah,
with
it's
that kind of
slower,
thing,
but
and we're a
it's
little bit
coming.
more loose. But so you are now in America. You've been here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take to get your green card? How was that process?
Terrible. I thought, 6 months I have my green card and then I can go back in Europe, because I'm personally thinking if you're wakeboarding, you should go in the summer to Europe. Like, it's great. Like, a lot of events, a lot of happening, and you need to put yourself out there. And then kind of was sitting there every month like, oh, something going to happen. And now it hits 2 years and I got my green card in October. So 1.5 years. And you can't go out of America or into America when you apply. So if you're out of America, apply for your green card, you need to can go inside. Do you say inside? No.
You say inside. Yeah.
And if you are in America, you can't leave America. You have like something important for work, but that need to be like $1 million deal or something.
Approved and stuff.
I'm not having this $1 million deal, so
Yeah.
I was stuck.
So it took a while.
Took a while, and then I got pregnant. And yeah, now I have my green card. Seffi has his passport, and in 10 days, finally going to Germany and see my family. I didn't see my grandma for 2 years now. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Probably, I'm already like, feel like tears coming in. I was like, oof.
Especially with the baby too.
I know. I'm like,
And
I was like 2 years not at home, coming back married with a baby. I'm like, well, okay.
Hey, I'm a new Cena now.
Hey, it's me, Jacobson.
Okay, so I think I do a power ranking. So I want you to power rank these 5 water sports. So you take them from your favorite to your least favorite, or
Okay.
5th favorite. So we've got wake skating, stand-up paddleboarding, sailing,
Sailing, like on a boat.
kite surfing, and wake foiling.
Oh, not wakeboarding.
Not wake. See, I didn't put wakeboarding on there because that'd be an easy one for you.
Okay.
So you got wake skating, stand-up paddleboarding, sailing, kite surfing, wake foiling. What's your favorite?
Wake skating,
Okay.
definitely number 1
What's
for
2?
sure. Show me. I can't remember all
Here
these
you go.
names. So.
These guys right here.
I'm definitely put stand-up paddleboarding on the 2nd, because just when I do it, it brings me down. Just like I'm always like action.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I went out there and did some yoga on a paddleboard.
I was gonna say a little yoga on the stand-up paddleboard.
so hard.
I would never be able to do
You
that.
think you have balance, then you do like yoga stand-up paddleboard. It's like, you suck.
I'm tipping over.
I suck.
Absolutely. Okay, stand-up paddleboard too.
I never been kite surfing.
Me neither.
So anyone who wanna bring me on a kiteboard, do it. I'm like, down and invite me, please. And I tried foiling one time. Crazy experience being like up there.
Yeah.
But dude, so dangerous. I'm like the whole time in my head. If I fall weird, this fucking how I can't say
The foil, the wing.
the wing
Yeah,
can cut my head through.
it could.
So respect. I'm like, every time I see someone falling, I'm like,
It's a little bit of that hold the breath moment when,
Yeah.
yeah. So is that 3?
um,
Foiling?
yep.
Okay.
I put sailing on 3.
Sailing?
I
3.
never been sailing, but this dudes, and I always have like I'm personally have like this older dude in my head with his sailboard, steezy as hell, cool outfit with his book,
Just sailing.
sailing, mind open, out there, cooking by himself, getting a fish.
Don't need a motor, don't need an engine, just
Maybe I could do that after I wakeboard.
it's a thought.
Sounds good.
I like it.
Should I keep going? Or you want?
Yeah, do the last 2. You got foiling and what the other one is.
I'll put kite surfing, wake foiling.
Okay.
I would say.
Sweet. Might get a
Maybe other way. No. Foiling brings a lot of money right now in the industry.
That's true.
Better not put it so down.
And it is pretty fun. So I mean,
Yeah, it's fun.
yeah.
Just
I mean, it's not sailing though.
it's not safe.
It's not sailing.
No, free spirit. Come on.
Yeah, right. So let's talk slingshot. We were talking slingshot a little bit earlier, and you were getting involved with the Germany team.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
So then you come to America at Valdosta for a while, almost 2 months. Then you go back to Germany. What kind of happens in your life when you go back?
Shout out to Danny. He's not working there anymore, but he brought me on the team. Shout out to Luca Glinski. He said, "That's a girl we can put in the team." Definitely. Yeah, so after this one night, Wes just keep coming over to our container and like hang with us and kind of like felt, kind of stoked he came over. I was like, I kind of like him. Had good conversation, and then I slept over in his camper more and then kind of got connected. And he went home for Thanksgiving to his family. Thanksgiving is not a thing in Germany, and I never thought about it. And I didn't know it's a big thing. So he asked me, "You want to come to Thanksgiving?" I was like, why not? Now I realize it's a big thing.
It's a holiday. It's a big holiday, yeah.
It's a big holiday. Yeah, then I showed up at Thanksgiving. Couldn't talk really German. We couldn't talk really English. And I had a good time with the family. And then after that, it's like, "Is this your girlfriend?" I'm like, maybe. And then, I went back to Germany and we kept calling each other and had... kept calling, tried to stay in contact, and then we went to Thai Wake Park together. I mean, he went from there, I went from there. And
you meet there.
Met there.
So that's...
And then I feel like then was definitely, we together. Like, it was cool.
Okay. So then you're at Thai Wake Park for a month? How long?
A month.
Okay. Yeah. Riding, shredding.
Riding,
Is there
shredding.
any progression with slingshot at all at this point, or is it still kind of what it was?
No, not at all. I just had a good time with Wes, and we tried to connect each other again. And then I'm the girl, like, I'm coming over to America. You need to come to me and visit me. You know what I mean? It's like, and he come to Germany, and then we start traveling, and then the international team shooting in Lithuania hit. Yep. And Jeff and everyone was there. And Jeff saw me and said, "You look good on the board." And then there was like kind of like this moment he got my attention. But personally, I need to say, I had this first year when I was together with Wes, I had the hardest time. Because we start traveling around, and when you show up with Wes somewhere, like, it was insane. Like, everyone was like hyped on him, wanted autographs. How you say autographs? Yeah. Autographs. And when you go on the water, all eyes on you. And I mean, you don't want to suck. You want to look good. And I definitely want to get. That was like the first year I was like, holy shit. That was the first year I felt pressure. And I was like, I want to look good next to Wes. I want to ride. Because when he rode, I rode too. And people looked. You know what I mean? And
that's Wes's girlfriend.
Yeah. And then I want to get better too, but we hit like every day a different cable park. So there's not really time to get better because you're just getting used to a cable. And if you don't want to film, so you need to get your tricks down, what you have. Yeah. So it was hard on me. I remember crying and, I mean, getting like really like, oh my God. And then there was this moment was Wes saying, "Hey, Cena, you're really standing good on the board and you could do something out of it. Like, if you work on your riding, you could get better and like really could be an athlete and get paid for it." I'm like, wow, what? I'm like, me? So I was like, kind of like in my head, that's crazy. But I was like, I'm going to try it. And then this first season, going from cable to cable, it's hard to get better. You need to film. You filmed on every cable, but... So that was hard on me, and then we got back to summer traveling, got back to Valdosta, and I was like, hey, I'm going to get better now trying, and being comfortable with Wes on my side then. Oh my God, Wes and me filming together, that could be a soap, because it's like too comfortable. I'm starting crying, he screams at me, I scream at him. It's like... Jesus. I'm like, now Wes, you go in the bag now, I'll film with Quinn and Cross, and then I'm doing way better. It's like also the other way. If I film Wes and I fuck something up, he mad at me. Not this hour, whole evening. It's like, you need to get it together and hold this camera. It's like, okay, I'm doing it. Well, yeah. Then I just needed to chill out. And I was like, Cena, you need to take step by step. And no one told me I need to ride switch. So I'm in Valdosta, I'm trying to ride more switch, get stronger in that game. But
It's a tough place to learn to ride
Tough.
Switch. Not a bunch of unit boxes and stuff.
well, I did it, had fun.
So how does it kind of progress? You know, you're traveling with Wes, you're hitting a bunch of parks, you're filming a lot. Is there a moment where you go from, okay, I was on Slingshot Germany, I'm getting aboard now, to maybe talking with Jeff about getting on the team?
He got his eyes on me when we had this international contest, and I took a Caro Sport and made some pictures for it. You know, it's like being a part was pretty cool. And then I got really good friends with Anne through that trip, and Anne and me linked up a lot and could be a part of Ponyhof. There's this little swimming pool next to Cologne.
Okay.
Who they put up the cable in the off season.
I've seen that. Okay.
So she made Ponyhof there. What was the coolest event ever? I think we should bring it back, and just a girls' event shred together, not the pressure of contest. And then I kind of started Copycats Club. I was getting into the scene and just started following all this wake magazines and this Instagram channels. And I was, I saw the girls ripping out there, but I didn't see the content. And I was like, what's going on in this world? Now, I thought I need to be more eyes on it. And I talked with Wes about it. Wes is this guy who said, just do it. And I don't know. And then tomorrow, you make your Instagram page and do it. And I was like, okay. And then actually I flew back to Germany and I worked my ass off in the plane back. I made kind of 10, 15 posts ready and just posted it up. And then it's like, okay, I got online today with this Copycats Club. Didn't know really what I'm going to do or what I'm going to do with it. But I was like, something need to happen for the women in wakeboarding. And that's how it started.
So where'd you come up with the name?
Yeah. Katinka and me, Katinka stayed longer too, and we riding together or rode together, and we played skate on the water. So you ride behind each other and just copying each other, and I was like, we cannot play skate. It's wakeboarding, and you're just talking bullshit, and then out of something we come up with Copycats Club. So we had not skate, we have Copycats Club as a word, way too long.
That's a long game.
But I mean, you fall earlier. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's how the name happened.
Okay, that's very organic, natural.
Very organic.
Yeah, I was sitting over here thinking about Grab Matters. It took me about 6-8 months to come up with it, and there's nothing behind it.
How you got up? There were other options?
Oh, there are tons of stupid names that I had, and this was the one that I just decided I had to do it eventually.
I
have to pick one. Yeah, I actually like it way more now.
Cool.
It's grown on me a lot.
I don't like my name so much, so.
CCC.
CCC. Yeah, we talked earlier about it, and I was like, that's why I'm making the stickers with CCC. But people say they don't even have Copycats Club in their head anymore. I was like, that's cool.
I still like it a lot. I think a lot of people do like it a lot.
Cool.
So, yeah,
good.
Don't need to get hung up on the name.
I'm not thinking about it anymore. Yeah. Stuck with it.
So it didn't start as an idea of a magazine. It just started as something women needed to be represented a little bit more, you thought, in wakeboarding, and you're going to be someone who's going to help do that.
Yep.
Correct in that?
Yep. I just grow over my shoulders with Wes. He's like, just do it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, doesn't matter. If you don't like it, just stop it again. And yeah, just grow with me. I mean, I started this Instagram page and then just keep thinking more in it. I was like, what else could I do? What could I do for a woman wakeboarding? And then I started making a website and started making a bulletin. I think you say bulletin, just a
bulletin. Yeah.
Bulletin.
Yeah.
Making this magazine every 2 months online and just interviewed some girls and what are we interested? What are we getting really into it? What we women interested in? What we doing and where we need help? Where we need to support each other more? And just now I'm keep going with my thoughts and growing it.
So it started as a social media, and then you started doing something more real of a bulletin with interviews and photos and stuff.
Started a little merch line.
Okay.
Getting back in my art was pretty cool.
So when does the decision to make a real magazine take place? When does that happen?
Yeah, that's the problem with my timeline. I don't have that in my head.
I guess maybe not when did it happen, but why?
Oh, I remember I'm sitting with Momo in the car, and I told her, it's like, I think I want to do a print magazine. It's like, just popped in my head. There's no, like, I'm personally think I'm from snowboarding, and you look at the snowboard magazines, and then seeing the girls in there and the boys, like, that's the coolest thing ever. Like, that's how it created my passion, like, doing cool photos, cool videos, and I'm creating something. And I just saw probably in my back mind, I saw these magazines, and there was one post about a girl, and it's just like, okay, we need to make one girl thing in it. And I was like, okay, we need to talk about our problems. We getting deeper in it right now. Women think more. We are deeper in our mind than men and boys, I would say, personally. I mean, you cannot put everyone 100% on one part and another part.
But you guys are in your head a little bit more.
A little bit more, and I think we need to talk about it more, and that's what I think, okay, it's not, I'm not a feminist. I think, oh, woman, blah, blah, blah. I'm loving my boys. I love riding with my boys. I love bullshitting. I love drinking beer with them, and it's so cool seeing, like, oh, do you have, like, this cruise, and there's always this one girl, like, Spanish Mafia, they have Mellow, but it's good to talk, that we need to talk, because if you ask Wes, hey, how should I do this trick? Just do it. I'm like, okay, just do it. I'm like, no, I need something deeper. Give me some, you know what I mean? So I think that's where it all comes in, just
a place to actually talk about just girl stuff.
Yeah,
for the most
part. I mean, I feel like I'm seeing on my orders online, I think 30 to 40% men ordering the magazine and merch. So we women open up, and then you guys come and open up too. Maybe I kind of see that. It's like, oh, maybe I have something in my mind too.
I think there's a lot to that. I think it's that. I think that people legitimately think it's cool and a good thing, so they want it. They want to support it.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to it, which is cool. Speaking of that, there's actually James Peasty has another interesting Patreon question. He's wondering, what do you think about guys riding the Copycats Club gear and sporting it?
Sick as hell, like hell yeah. That means like we are being a part, you know, like we're not like here and you guys here, we like one, and that's what I want, you know, like you don't be scared as a woman going to a guy's crew. Like, they love when you come and be open and talk and not just standing in the corner. Like, boys love girls, girls love boys, and we need to hang together and don't be shy. Just go over and make some friends, you know. And it's like, I think if a girl sees a guy riding with a Copycats Club, well, hell yeah, there's this first conversation. You know what I mean? Like, talk with them. And
true.
So it's maybe a good thing to cross over better.
I agree. I totally agree. I think it's sick.
And maybe also, I mean, if you see someone pretty and you kind of want to talk with him, like, or a man want to talk to a girl, it's like, I mean, both sides is kind of scary. If someone looks good, like maybe he writes a Copycats Club where it's like, hey, sick. And that's the first conversation. Put it out of there. Yeah.
So in the mags, there's been a lot of boat riding. I'm looking at a cover right now of Megan doing looks like a tail grab.
Oh, maybe. Maybe if you want a girlfriend, maybe you need to ride the Copycats Club board.
That's like a shoe in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
So.
There you go. That's a saleswoman right there. About to pump some numbers on the Copycats.
You're single.
Board.
You're single.
Or at least some merch. I mean, you get a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, easy conversation starter right there.
Yeah.
So speaking of Copycats Club, I'm looking at a cover. It's Megan riding boat. Mm-hmm. Not something that is really exists at all in Europe, in Germany, right? I mean, it exists in Europe, but
that happened definitely in America in my mind then.
Yeah, it's not really a thing. So what's your experience been like involving the boat side of things, coming from someone who's basically only been on the cable side of things?
Yeah. So I'm always love talking with people about stuff I'm doing. I would love to talk more about it to get better experience. So if you want to talk with me about it, talk with me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, because no one tells you what you're doing wrong. You know what I mean? Most people just say, good job. And I'm like, I don't want to hear good job. I want to tell me so how we can grow bigger. You know what I mean? So I'm talking with people. It's like, hey, what could I do better? How could I grow more? And most people say, go in snowboarding, take other sports. And I'm personally thinking it's the wrong way, because I want to stay core and you feel more together. You know what I mean? If I would do skate or kiteboarding, I have no idea about that. And then it's getting wishy-washy.
Yeah.
So I'm personally thought, okay, I could help out boat a little bit for the girls, women, because we're wakeboarding. Boat and cable, huge difference, but we are
You're
called
on the water.
wakeboarding. And not just boat, also wake skating. I was like, I do that. I include more wake skating and more boat riding. And that's how it happened.
Yeah. Has it been, I guess, has there been any, unique experiences you've had with involving the boat side of things, whether that's getting photos from photographers about boats, or, I mean, I think you've had a boat sponsorship, right? And in one of the magazines. Has it been, has there been any big differences with dealing with that side rather than the cable side that you can think of?
Big shout out to Jeff Mattis. He loves what I'm doing and supporting me with pictures and everything. And I'm on the point. I always want to pay the photographers, and if money, I'm getting the ads in it. After paying the magazine, I'm taking the money and give it to photographers, because I mean, they're helping me. They're doing these pictures, going out there. And what I'm paying, I think, is never enough, because gas, boat, 2 boats, people, driver. You know what I mean? It's kind of like not on my level, but he loves it and supports me. So I'm trying to pay him a little bit. And definitely at the end of the thing, you see boats and you see how much there are, and like, hey, you could make also ad in my magazine and support me. And definitely not as easy as I thought. I thought I could get like easy 2-3 boat brands making an ad in my magazine and kind of like help out the scene with that, paying more photographers. But no, I mean, I'm making a print magazine in a time where print magazine is dead. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, it not pays money, but it pays a lot of passion and love. And it's great to see that everyone says, hey, Cena, it's good you do that. I mean, I'm still like doubting it, because I'm not making money from it. I'm just doing it because I love the sport. I want to give something back. And I definitely love designing and doing art again. And it's cool to get it back and give it, so let's see how it goes.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to I started with doing 2 a year. But I mean, I do it all by my own. I have like big shout out to Nadine. She helps me with emails and stuff. But the design and then I always asking the girl, hey, you have ideas? Come get me there. Like you want to write about something? Tell me and we do it. So it's like I don't want to do everything, but I can't pay anyone. I would love could pay someone. So
I was curious on the design. You do everything in this mag, is you?
Yeah.
Okay, cover to cover, you're doing all the designs.
And I want to keep that, because I love that, and I could give everything else to someone else.
Well, and it keeps it's smooth and it flows well because it's all coming from your brain. So at least that's something I've noticed. In terms of selling ads, so you do have ads in the print mag, which you said, which we all know, print is no longer what it used to be. Mm-hmm. Has it been hard to sell ads in a magazine in this day and age? How do you go about that?
I mean, definitely it's hard reaching out to these brands by email. You're not reaching out once. You reach out 3-4 times until you get something back. So it's kind of frustrating. And but I need to say, by every magazine, I didn't pay on top. I didn't make money from it, and I didn't pay my hours, but I could pay a little bit to photographers, and didn't go in minus, I would say. So.
Yeah.
So I mean, if someone listen who's like completely in business, like, she's stupid, why is she doing that? You know what I mean? But I mean, that's love, it's passion.
Yeah. And not everything in life needs to be just about making money.
Yeah.
You know, it's not what it's all about all the time. You got to make money, you got to make a living, but
yeah. I mean, you see how many people you see who are having a job making money, but
miserable.
Dead.
Yeah.
Clean, nothing in there.
Yeah.
So
I got to make a magazine.
Yeah.
I'm curious how long it takes to create a single issue of the mag.
If I would stop, I like make time and start and stop, I would probably know. But I think it's a process. Last year I thought about already what I'm gonna do next year, who I'm interviewing, who would be interesting. I'm reaching out and in my mind and this idea. You know, that's like the first process where probably a lot of hours going down. Then you start sending emails out. Not takes as long as you think. Like you make an email and send it to everyone, calling with the people, and then start designing. I would say it takes me 4 weeks, 3 weeks, full.
If you were to sit down and do it every single day, all day, be about a month, 4 weeks. Okay.
But I'm like, I think it's always different if you work somewhere and do something, or if you do something for your own company. Because automatically, if you do something for your own company, you give like 150%. And I personally think when you do art, you want to really that it looks good, and you really want that you like it by yourself. So you definitely put more time in it and creating, and like, I could do it there, and you need to stop yourself, kind of. It's like,
a little bit more perfection.
I'm making a timeline, writing all the interviews down, and I have proofread. Someone proofread. If I made the design, if I have the pictures, if I have the interview, kind of make check boxes. And then if I have all this, what I need to design, then I start designing it. And then I I spend not like, depends if it's a small one, like I'm deciding if I want to be at 1 page, 2 pages, or 4 pages. And then I'm like, okay, it's 1 page. I cannot spend longer than 2 to 3 hours on it. That would be insane. Yeah. So I'm like have my phone next to me, start, how you say this?
Timer, yeah.
Timer, yeah. Make a timer.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So was it more or less difficult than you would have initially thought to create a magazine? Because had you created a large print piece before Copycats Club? Okay, so it's kind of your first diving in, doing it.
I'm enjoying it, and I love touching different magazines now or papers. I'm like, how does that feel? It's like, it's funny getting like patient in it when never was before.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part is doing it alone and doing it. Being your own company alone, no one tells you need to have it done until that. So I need to make my own timeline, especially. And definitely creating something what you love. And the hardest part is being a print magazine. It's actually dead. And should I keep doing it? Should I not do it? I'm not making money of it, but I love doing it. And it brings something to the community. Like always like a hop and hop, kind of hopping around in my thoughts.
So kind of getting it done timeline wise, because you're doing it yourself, is a part that's
the hardest part.
Okay. Got a Patreon question from Garrett Cortez, and it's kind of going off something similar to that. Mm-hmm. And he's wondering, what are some things you've learned in trying to put together a magazine that you had no idea about when you started? So you didn't know problems that might happen, or something that comes up that you had no idea would be involved with creating a magazine. Anything that?
So, funny thing is, I'm making the magazine on Procreate on my iPad, and when I tell that really graphic designer, they're mind blown away. They're like, "You not do that on this iPad on
Like it's the wrong program.
Yeah,
or
that's the
something?
wrong program. Actually, it's not at all for like doing stuff like that. And I just found my way through there and make it on Procreate because I didn't study graphic design. And I was like, I can not afford me buying me this big ass Mac right now with all these programs to do it. So I'm finding I could afford having an iPad. So I bought me an iPad, got Procreate, draw around with Procreate, and then I decided making the magazine. And I was like, okay, I need to get this and this and this. And it's like, now I'm gonna try to make it on the iPad. And then here we go. It worked out. I'm definitely like, the craziest moment is you sending in the magazine and they're not proofreading, but they proof if everything is in place. And then I had this one time, he sent it to me back, and they were like, the double pages were like the opposite.
Yeah.
So it would be like this, and I'm printing in a local German print company in my city. Now like 20 minutes away, but still local. And it's like this time change, you know what I mean? So there's 6 hours ahead.
Yeah.
So if I would call in at 19 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock in America, they're not there anymore. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, I had phone calls at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, we not can print it. And they printed already stuff. And we need to call it back because it was like, one page was double in it or something. I was like, oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then I need to be strong. And I talked always with this guy and I was like, no, we can't do that like that. And like, I mean, they lost some money because they started printing and needed to throw it all away. I was like, no, that's not my fault. I didn't give you a go. So
they printed it without you giving the final stamp.
Yeah. So you need to like be bold. You know what I mean? And it's, it feels good after you do it. Like, okay, I need to like get my shit together. And like, I need to say what's up.
Yeah, because people will kind of take advantage of you if you let them.
They do that. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's interesting. In terms of distributing the magazine, so you do distribute it in America. It's worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So
worldwide.
What's the difference in distributing the magazine in Europe versus America and maybe other places too?
If the magazines arrive or not. It's like, I send it out. Is it arrived already? 4 weeks later, no. It's like, oh shit. So no, I didn't even thought about if it's hard or not. I started making my online shop, and that was the button shipping worldwide. And was like, okay, I ship worldwide. There's this button I can ship worldwide, so I ship worldwide. Definitely expensiver. Like I shipping out everything from Germany. I started trying to ship out from America and Germany. Like when I flew to Wes, I had like 2 suitcases, one with magazines and clothings and one with my own shit. And I realized shipping in America is way more expensive than shipping in Germany. So actually shipping from Germany to America is cheaper than shipping from America to America. Probably not so good, I say, because like not good for the environment, but I'm a small business and
you got to do what you got to do.
I got to do what to do, yeah. And people want tracking numbers on the magazines when I ship them. I was like, I can't do that. You need to pay $10 shipping costs if you want a tracking number. So kind of like if it's like letters getting lost. So if one magazine get lost, I just ship out another one. It's like, that's the risk what I take.
Yeah.
So shout out to my mom because I was 2 years not in Germany, and she shipped out all my stuff.
Really?
Yes. And so actually the magazine's getting printed. They're bringing it to my mom, and then she has to stack off the magazines. And then first thing what happened, she makes a big package and ships it to me to America. And then she like makes all the small ones and shipping it out worldwide.
So, Mama.
Fox. Big Mama.
How do you say your
Fuchs.
last name?
Fuchs. It's like Fox.
Fuchs.
Like the fox.
Okay.
the animal, but it's in German, Fuchs, Sina Fuchs, Sylvia. But she's Val now. She got married again,
Okay.
and her second name is Val. Is that big fish? How you say the
Whale.
whale? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
she's like from Fuchs to Val, like fox to whale.
I'm a Val is fulfilling the magazines.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So how many issues do you have out now?
5.
5. Okay. What have you learned from issue 1 to issue 5 now? It's got to be some hurdles you've overcome and optimization.
If you want something, you really need to do it. So I thought, I want that people do more and other girls getting more invited, but personally, I'm also not doing stuff for free. So I'm kind of feeling hard asking women if they want to do something. I'm putting like out there, hey, if you want to do something, reach out to me, but I cannot say, hey, do something. You know what I mean? I'm not paying this person. So it's definitely getting harder to get more people involved because I can't pay anyone. The good thing is I figured out a lot on the first magazine, so some stuff getting easier, like where I print my magazine, how I need to print it, where I make my stickers, and you always look for option where you can else do it, but it's cool to have it. Like,
Got a relationship with them.
You kind of like can more relax because like the first magazine, like I'm doing a magazine, no idea if it works, no idea how that comes off this print machine.
Yeah.
So it's like how I need to, how it comes out. Everything is it's cool experience.
Very cool. I got a lot of questions on the mag still because I think there's a lot that I want to know, and I think a lot of people do want to know as well. For content in it, do you take any submissions from? I know you said you get photographers and you try to pay them what you can. Are there people sending stuff in?
Yeah.
Are you open to people sending stuff in?
Yeah.
How's that kind of work?
Yeah, I'm always kind of making a post on Copycats Club, or we're having like a little girls crew Instagram group. So I'm just texting in there. It's like, hey, if you want something, want to put something out, let me know. And then I made it public too, but I don't want to hurt people. And then girls sending me in pictures, and I'm personally can't take them because it's like kind of like a CG trick, or the grab is not right, the photo's not high quality, and I'm really hurts saying no. You know what I mean? So I'm like not doing this anymore because I want good content. I mean, I want to be legit, So I'm like, okay, I'm reaching out to the girls who I want to have in a magazine and reaching out to photographers who I know they're good, and then go with that.
Yeah, that's where it'd be nice to have someone working for you or working with you, and they could be the person to reply to the submissions if they're maybe not good enough.
I
and
know.
maybe give reasons of like, hey, this is what you could work on if you want to get into
Yeah.
a mag or something.
I just don't want to hurt anyone. So let's just do it like this because I mean, I know who's out there and who I'm interested in, and I'm like reaching out to this. Like, hey, you want to do an interview with me? And then sometimes I'm saying to people, hey, you want to talk about something? It's like, yeah, we can do an interview. It's like, no, I want to talk about something with you. Like, I want to do an interview with you, but I want to talk specific about something.
Yeah.
And just, if I want something, I need to come up with it. It's like, that's just how the world, you can't expect something coming from others. If it's something coming, just be thankful for it, but don't be disappointed. That's it.
Yeah. Have you had any issues getting enough content for the magazine?
No. My mind is always working.
Love it. What's the reaction been like to the magazine? The first issue it came out, and as it's kind of grown and progressed from the community of wakeboarding.
I mean, I'm reached out to some people in the community before I did the first magazine, and I'm definitely people say, no, what are you thinking right now? So, but I didn't go with that, and I just did it. And I mean, I get a lot of positive feedback from the core who loving it, but I want this negative feedback to grow. That's where you're growing from. And I would love that more pro writer ordering the magazine. Like, I'm seeing who orders the magazine. It's like, girl, you could support me. It's like, I'm doing something here. I mean, if you're a pro writer, you expect everything getting for free, for sure. But
yeah,
come on. Yeah. So that's the negative feedback. Not so much support from some people you think you would get, but you can't hang on that. You need to like go with the flow and with the positive, and
Yeah. But a lot of people have been stoked on it.
yeah.
Are the guys jealous? The guys got to be. I'm jealous as a guy, personally.
I don't know.
I'm a little
You
jealous.
get jealous?
Yeah. Because, I mean, this is like a regular thing, right? So, and
Yeah.
that isn't a thing anymore. And
No.
so the girls kind of own the print media
Yeah.
in wakeboarding.
Yeah.
A little jealous.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
sick.
because there's a lot of work to do,
Yeah.
and you mean you're not hitting this huge. We wakeboarding, so we're small, and then doing a magazine just for women. Kind of a little stupid, but I mean, a lot of passion and love. So, yeah, maybe one day I'm reaching out and making the guys too.
So I was going to ask, would you ever include guys in a Copycats club, or would that be a separate thing that you would do?
If someone wanna collab with me, I'm down. I'm open. Reach out to me. But I'm personally still want to be a rider, and I think the next 5 years or longer, I don't know. I'm fresh in my legs, so not right now.
Get back into
We
it.
can talk later about it. But yeah. I'm personally this year gave me the goal. I keep want to grow Copycats Club, but I'm getting stuck with Copycats Club and not thinking on myself. So I'm saying, hey, I love riding, and I know I didn't reach what I can do. So I'm keep want to progress and go better and ride more. So trying.
Go a little bit more.
Yeah,
Some,
do what
some
I
water
do,
time.
but I'm always thinking what I could do more, and this is endless. You know what I mean? I have so many ideas. Like, no, you need to take it slow. You can do this. Ideas what you have later, but now, hey, do this one thing. Go wakeboarding, have fun, and you can do this Copycats Club or maybe a bigger magazine later too. You know, so
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned you do all the designs for everything. Where do you draw inspiration from? Because that's a lot of pages to get content for and a lot of designs that need to be created. So where are you drawing inspiration from to get these designs in?
Pinterest.
Okay.
Big on Pinterest game. Now, like open, like people ask me where you get your creativity from. It's like I feel everything. Like you're seeing this surfer that is yellow board looks like a little banana. You know what I mean? It's like, should I do a yellow board? I think that's a cool idea. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like copying, but that's how it goes. You can't just. No one is a genius from out of nothing. Everyone gets like somewhere inspiration, and then you need to find your own way and your own creativity. But take inspiration and make it your own. I would say that's definitely where I'm going from.
So everything. You're kind of always looking, keeping an eye out.
Oh, for sure. I'm in love with pink pipes. It's so funny. Like, if you sit on the dock in Valdosta Way compound, you see the highway.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think 75.
I-75, yeah.
So a lot of going on. You see like the big boats and stuff, and you see the trucks with the tubes, and they're driving by this trucks with this pink and purple pipes. And I'm like, there they are again. I just like so in love with colors, and I'm like dreaming about this like pink edit. And I reached out to a company who make tubes. It's like, hey, I want them. Never got back to me.
Well, you got to email a couple more times, more
But
emails.
actually last year, Quint got pink pipes. And I'm like, no way. We have pink pipes now at the compound. They're a little bleached out. But I'm pregnant. So I couldn't ride them. And then personally, in my mind, I had last year the board with this pink, purple, blue design. And now it's purple. And I'm like, damn it, don't fit to the purple so good. You know what I mean? Like, you understand?
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
big in colors, and it need to fit all together. It's like,
Yeah, you nail the color game. I think that's
Thank you.
everybody agrees on that. No
thank
doubt.
you.
Which, as a colorblind guy, it's
Big compliment.
you know, maybe I don't fully understand. So, Space Mob or Copycats Club?
Oh, nah. I'm Space Mob. I love my boys. You know what I mean? And I'm doing Copycats Club for the girls. You
Well,
know,
'cause if
so
you
it's like
Yeah, Space Mob
you
or
need
die, so it's
both.
kinda tough.
You have both. Every girl should have both. You know, have your boys
Agreed,
and
yeah.
have your girls.
So I talked to Wes about this, but he says you guys kind of bounce ideas off each other. What's it like living with someone who is, and being with someone obviously, who is creative, creates a lot, has his own unique passion and drive. You guys bounce each other ideas off each other a lot and kind of collaborate a lot. Is that no? Never.
My idea is right and his idea is right. So it's funny, we're both creative people. But I'm like the structured person. I need to like everything plan out. I need to be clean at the house. And my art is like unstructured and creative and kind of like, when I'm painting, it's a mess. You know what I mean? But I'm cleaning it up after it and done. I'm an abstract artist, I would say. And Wes is like more like with the forms and stuff and need to be something. But everything around is a mess. He's like a mess. I'm the clean person, he's a mess. But here we go. I just let him know, you need to clean the living room today. When not, I'm going to move out.
And I bet that living room is clean at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking to him
Laying
anymore.
down the law.
It's like, I gave you like 5-6 days. You like, everything is around. But just get it cleaned up and feel good again. And then you can be creative again. Like,
Yeah.
clean up your hair, clean up your space, and then
Gotta have a balance.
make space a little bit.
Yeah. So let's talk baby.
Ooh.
So you touched on a little bit earlier. You were pregnant, and then you had a baby.
Mm.
I'm curious on your experience being pregnant because, you know, you're a sponsored rider. You're getting paid to be a wakeboarder.
Mm-hmm.
What's your experience been like with your sponsors through, you know, telling them that you are either planning on having a baby or am having a baby, and then that process through it?
Yeah, I think we're a little short-minded in that first months, trying to be pregnant. And we got pretty fast pregnant. It's like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. That was like...
Strong swimmers.
Like they say it can take to average 8 months. So, and it happened in the first month. I'm like, okay, no, we're doing that now. But we called Jeff from Slingshot, and he said, congratulations, was super stoked. Fritz Kohler was super stoked having other rider too who was pregnant. And I tried to keep posting up a little bit on the beginning and I'm still trying to keep my Instagram account, my channel like alive. Try to keep Copycats Club alive, made a magazine. You know, I'm not like, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm doing nothing anymore. It's like, I'm like, hey, I have a job to do. I'm pregnant and I want to keep being a wakeboarder and doing Copycats Club. So I have to do what I have to do, you know, like I was hell on the beginning because the first 3 months being pregnant is the exhausting month. You're like sleeping a lot and your body's like getting in this, okay, you have something in you, you grow that, so your body's changing. I slept so much. I worked an hour and then slept 4 hours. I was like, wow, where did it go this time? I'm like,
I'll go to baby Zeph. That's where it's going.
I want to do my stuff. Come on. It's like, Wes, I needed to say so many times, Cena, you need to relax. You're pregnant. It's like, okay, I need to relax. So the first months were hard on me. So like, I wanted to keep doing my stuff. I was keep wakeboarding. And the first time on the water, it didn't work out. I was like, I know I'm pregnant. It was a windy day. It was cold. It was windy. I was trying to ollie on the first tube, and my mind was like, And then I say, okay, I'm going to ride again if it's a better weather, sunny. And then it was easy. And I mean, I took just easy stuff, like some 50-50, some board slides. Okay. I got less in time. And then I think the last time I rode in July.
A while ago.
August, yeah.
Okay. So, but your sponsors have been pretty...
So nice.
Awesome through
Big
it.
shout out.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So nice to me.
So what will Zeph's first word be? That's the name of the baby, Zeph. But
Yeah, Mama.
Mama, okay. Probably, but
I was saying already to him like all the time, Mama.
Mama.
No. Let's see.
Has it been hard? Because you did say, I mean, you last wakeboarded in the summer, but that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been hard not being able to ride for such an extended period of time?
No. I just took it and still went to the cable, and I took it as a break and take inspiration and just watch the boys. It's nice too. I mean, you're sitting Valdosta Way compound. Everyone who's riding there is worth to watch. So I just changed my mind. Like, what should I do? Should I sit there and cry that I can't ride? No, I made the decision by myself. I'm gonna be pregnant, so I just took it how it is and took the best out of it. It's like, hey, I can still sit here and watch the boys and get inspiration and see what I want to do next year.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I take it with a good inspiration side of it. What's the hardest part? The hardest thing about having a baby? The hardest part about being pregnant and having a kid?
The hardest part right now for me is going back, and it's way harder than I thought. Like, I have the mind in it. I know what I can do, how the trick works, but I can't do it. My arm is here. I can't bring it down to my hip. My legs, I'm not trusting my body to do this high ollies yet. So yeah, the only solution is riding a lot. I'm going to fitness. I go to spinning classes. Pretty funny, and working out. And I think the best thing is just move your body. It doesn't matter what you do. Just move your body. And I've personally feel wakeboarding. You cannot do it in fitness, or you cannot make a workout and get this power back. You need to go ride, and that's the only thing I can do now. And it sucks right now, but I know how good it can feel. So I'm need to work my ass through it.
Yeah, you just gotta slowly but surely get back to that point, and then I'm sure there'll be a day. I mean, I feel like even after coming off a winter of not riding, it's not as extreme as having a kid and then not riding, but you don't have the muscles back. You feel like a goofball on the wakeboard because you just can't do anything.
Potato sack. I tell me a potato sack.
I feel like a potato sack out there. But after time, days, weeks, a month, maybe you're...
Actually, I talk with a lot of women about it, and they say, you're going to go back in wakeboarding and doing extreme sport. You think not your mind is if you have a kid, you want to take care of that kid. But I'm not feeling it, and I'm really stoked about it. I'm thankful. Not going on a rail, I think I can't do a hard trick and hurt myself because I can't take care of my kid, and I'm not having it in my mind. I mean, if I have that in my mind, I could not do that what I do, then I should just stop. So I'm really thankful I can shut off and ride.
So you're feeling good about it?
Yeah.
Getting back to riding. That's awesome. Good to hear that. Everyone, I'm sure, is stoked to hear that as well. So we got a Patreon question from Rich Wheeler. He's wondering, as a new parent, what are your thoughts on eventually getting your little one out there on the water? He said he's a parent of little ones himself, and he's always thinking about how he can share his passions with his kids, but not forcing it on his kids. So curious on your thoughts on that.
I need to go to my childhood for that because I grow up, I said in my grandma's bar, and in my family, no one does sport. And no one has a lot of... My daddy is in a biker gang, pretty funny.
Like motorcycle?
So, motorcycle gang. So he has passion for biking, but no one kind of understand to support me in that sport I did. I was really good in everything I did because I just loved it, but there was not, I need to push my kid in one direction. So I did everything. And then I told my mom, hey mom, I got sponsored for wakeboarding. That didn't, it took 5 years, so not saying waveboarding or something else. And actually, it was pretty funny. We have in our little city, there was 3-4 years was going on the Braveheart battle. It's a long distance run, like a marathon, but through water, up the mountain, down the mountain, up the mountain.
Spartan race is what they call it in America.
Yeah, so I did that, and I was pretty good in that, and I was my medal was hanging. You get a medal because you join, and I didn't do the first 3 places, but my medal was hanging in my grandma's bar. That's the only thing I was famous for. Not famous for, but oh, you did that race, yeah. And I was going better and better in wakeboarding. No one cared about that. And so long not. And then I actually got on Fritz Cola. And Fritz Cola, it's nothing here in America, but it's pretty big in Germany and Europe. That was that point that my parents flipped. And were oh, she really can't do that. I was yeah, I'm doing that. You know what I mean? So I just want to be there for my son, and it doesn't matter what he's doing. If you want to read books, if not need to be sport, I just want to support him and be stoked for him. If he do something, I support him.
Yeah. So just kind of expose him to a lot, and whatever he likes.
Yeah, whatever he likes.
And if he likes wakeboarding, and happens to be.
If he has a big head like me and Wes, he anyway gonna do what he wants. So.
Okay, so speaking of wakeboarding, we got your setup behind you. So run us through your setup on the water. What do you got?
I got the Copycats Club Pro with the Copycats Club bindings. I ride a 150. Came out in 156. They sent me 156. First time on the water, after being pregnant, I was like, I don't know work.
That's a big. That's
a big board.
Yeah.
I rode the Collision before that board, and I rode I think 153, and I stopped doing like nose presses and tail presses because it's like harder going on your nose and tail. I feel big boards help you landing after kickers and high features, like feels kind of comfortable. But I think 150 is my size now.
Okay, good medium for you there.
Yep.
Not too small, not too big. And what stance you got there?
I changed it up. I'm like normally the smallest I can go. I went like one bigger, so I'm like
Ducked.
a little ducked.
Okay.
Little ducked.
Yeah. See, personally, I don't know my angles. Wes didn't know his angles. You're not a big.
Actually, I was like last week. I felt it out a little bit. I meant like a little bit more duck stance and then more straight and kind of like. I think if personally just do some squats, don't think about it, and then look down on your feet and look how your feet are when you do a squat. And I mean, if you do your squats like this, is it squat? Yeah.
Yes, squat.
If your feet like that, go more like duck. If you like make you this, and go more straight.
Whatever feels natural.
Whatever feels natural.
Yeah, totally agree with that for sure. All right, let's talk movies. Sewer Cats 1.
Oh.
Or just Sewer Cats, I guess. Not Sewer Cats 1. Mm-hmm. But the first installment, what made you decide to, film a full movie?
Oh, I did Novi first. A little. Do you ever see that? I made when I was at Thai Wake Park the second time, I made a little girls edit. I didn't even put myself in it. I just like filmed the girls. I think it's like 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's on Venmo. Venmo died, kind of. But I think you go on copycatsclub.fun, you can watch it.
Okay.
A little cute edit of 5-6 girls.
4 or 5 minutes?
I don't know right now. Long time.
Probably around that. I'll find it out on Vimeo and put it in the
Yeah, I'm really not big on times and years.
I'm not either. I always ask people about them, but I don't know. Yeah. So, okay, so that was your first major project, but Sewer Cats, I would say is like a kind of proper movie type.
Proper movie type. Anne Fryer, she asked me, it's like, hey, should we go winching? Should we do a trip? So like, I mean, everything what happened in the background is Anne Fryer. I'm like, yes, why not? I was like winching with the boys once or twice. Anna was winching a little bit in the back. And then Naomi, Luca Glinsky, and Jolina Gerritz, we squatted up. I was like, hey, let's do a trip together, like in Germany. And we said, hey, no pressure, no sponsor. Let's go winching and see what's happening. I bought a camper, built it out inside before, so we had like a little base. Anna figured out how to make a winch kicker. So she started building the winch kicker at Brombachsee, and then we all met at Brombachsee, finished this winch kicker together. So in the first issue, we made instruction how you build a kicker. And then we started going together on a trip in Germany, and we had the best time ever.
Why was it important to just make it girls only for this? To you?
I don't know. I feel like we just wanted to see how far we're coming. I mean, we can always call the boys. Phone me. But I think it's just like Anne Fryer and me both, like, we like kind of like ego, like, we can do that, see if it happens and it works. Yeah. And it worked out. I mean, we didn't need any help, and we had like Marius was there sometimes, Marius Heller, photographer, and David Durer, and like did some pictures, but no one on, like, Luca Glinsky was our winch girl. She was like doing the winch, and we put up the kicker together. We always looked if something is in the water, like, like standing all together there and dialed out, could we hit that? And then always one person was like, I think I could do this trick and this trick there. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go. Or like, I mean, if we all want to hit the spot, we're all going to hit that spot. It was like not, hey, just one hit the spot. We like, hey, we are a crew. We do that together. And yeah, it was amazing.
So What's so special about winching? Because you just said, yeah, it's amazing, and it is amazing. But like to you and that crew, what's so special about specifically doing winching, getting out in the streets, the sewers?
I mean, I'm coming from snowboarding. I just think it's aesthetic, and you see in snowboarding, like you see park edits, but movies are in the streets or in the backcountry. So it's like that's like something you just have to do, and like you want to do it, you have to do it. Like if you're being a pro, for me personally, was like, yes,
it's the highest level. Yeah,
let's do it. Yeah.
You got a favorite clip or spot from that first movie?
I watched it also just. And like just we had this little, so we went in a city and we didn't know it was like a historical city, and it was on a Sunday, and there was this little river. How you say little river? It's like it was like this table,
canal,
table with like this concrete ledges, and I said, I'm gonna banana that, and wow, it's like just like the little last part, like bananaing it, but this experience, like. The people, like so many people were standing on the bridge, watched what we're doing there. And the people who lived there were all so hyped on it. And it's just the coolest experience, like having like all this crowd around you and you trying, and takes a little bit your nerves off. Like I love having people around me when I try something. I'm giving like 120%. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. So that was cool. And then I think my favorite one is we were in Hamburg, going out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, because it was like in the middle of the city. And I rode up the stone stairs and do a little 50-50. And I was like, everyone said they're not going to work. And I was like, I'm going to try it. I think it works. So like rode up the stairs and did a little 50-50. I think I did 180 out, or maybe not sometimes. So that's my two different. So it's just not always the trick. I think also the vibe around. And
oh, yeah, definitely. It's a whole experience.
Whole experience.
All right, so we got the sequel. You run it back. And I watched these back to back because I wanted to get, I wanted to see the progression and the level of riding immediately, because personally when I watched them, when they came out, the second one to me, you guys jumped it up a whole nother level in terms of spot selection, tricks, even editing. Like it jumps up a lot, which is awesome. So first off, why did you decide to film another one?
I think first I need to say we did it, because Anna Frey is like the spot finder. She's like high on Google Maps.
She's like the Quinn Silvernail, just lurking.
Yeah, exactly the same person. And then it would not work without Jolina and Luca. And Naomi, she was working or something, couldn't do it. But we made this decision together. I'm just like the marketing person making the edit at the end, you know what I mean? Like, and then at the end we do this together, and it's like, hell yeah, let's try it with sponsoring. Let's get some money for that. You know?
I was gonna ask. So you get any support for this?
Yeah. We reached out before the brands, got some money. Like we got Fritz Kohler, we got Soundbox. It was pretty cool. It was the two biggest ones.
Okay.
Gave us some money, so we could have a filmer. We had Patrick Catford as a filmer with us. And yeah, what was the question?
I was just saying, why did you film another one? But it sounds like everybody who filmed the first one.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop filming winching. So it's like,
love that sentence right there. That's a good sentence. Never gonna stop filming winching.
Yeah.
So I was mentioning the level of riding and spot selection, everything is higher in this one.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Who really impressed you in this second film? Who stands out in terms of?
Luca was injured, so blessed girl. She came with us because she had a finger broken, and she has a lot of accidents. I feel so bad for her. But she still went out with us and sitting every time on this winch and pulled every one of us. So she was a little out. And then, Anna Frey and Jolina, like every one of them going out of their comfort zone, like. And then there's like, the funniest thing is, sometimes you don't know why you don't want to hit that spot, and the other girl is hitting. It's like, you crazy for hitting that. And then, then I want to hit the spot, and then Anna says, you crazy for hitting that. So it's like, it's so fun. But the girls hit that handrail where like Anna clipped on it and like,
oh yeah,
tacoed that thing.
That too, yeah.
She went, and I mean, you can cut edits together, like tacoing just the end, but she tacoed that rail sitting there. It's like, oh my God. She standed up, run back and did it again. And then got the clip and I was like, I think I would have not do that. I would not have done it. I was like, she was in pain. She didn't broke anything, like she's a machine, but she went out there and did this again. It's like baller.
I was gonna say what's the worst slam, but that tap to taco looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
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 And she got right back up and just laced it.
5 minutes breathing in, like breathe the pain out and then laced it.
Get your breath back.
Yeah.
How long was the process to film for the second one? Was this
4 weeks?
4 weeks. It was a month trip.
Yep.
Okay.
Czech Republic.
Nice. So moving on to another movie, The Coalition, the movie, third.
Oh yeah.
Trilogy. So I watched this also, your part in this right afterwards, and I'm watching your level of riding continue to just go up.
I watched Collision. I don't like all my hits. I'm like, why is
Really?
this hit in there? Yeah. No.
I thought you had a lot of great hits.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. But I mean, we always like, when you see yourself, it's like, you
Very-
see things
very
what
critical.
no one else sees. And you're like, ugh.
So would you ever recommend winching in a botanical garden?
Great idea. People love it.
Yeah.
Especially you think you go there at 8 in the morning because no one is there, and then all the gardener there who love their work and
They respect the plants.
respect the plants, and then you come there and cut through their plants. Great experience.
So they told you to leave?
Toby Riddick ran away from the police with the winch. I was like, we were sitting behind a bush on a bank. And I was like, no way. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I would say maybe the plants,
Yeah,
you got to be careful around the plants.
Yeah.
The foliage.
Yeah.
So the ender spot here is the pavilion in the woods. I don't know where that is. Where is that?
In Valdosta.
That's in Valdosta?
Got flooded. We tried to go there again, but it didn't happen. Someone came out.
Okay. You look like you're cooking on the winch there. Were you going pretty fast?
Oh, yeah.
Is that just how it looks? Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. Like, sometimes you so sound out. It's like, just pull me. Do what you think is right, Quinn.
Get me up, get me on, get me off.
Yeah.
How many tries was that last spot?
Oh, 2 tries. I was on this day flying back to Germany.
Oh.
I was in the morning going to the wind spot with the boys, and Quinn wanted to hit it so bad, and the boys, and it's like, Cena, you should hit it too. I was like, okay, I can't fall out to the top. If I fall down, it's okay. It's the kick, yeah. And I was like seeing it, I was like, I can do it. Like, there's not many chances I get like super hurt.
Yeah.
So I jumped on that thing.
Got in, got out.
Way more secure than other spots. I had spots where I'm like, Sina, if you ride one time not on this kicker more, you shouldn't. Like, this embarrassing, and not embarrassing, but like, come on, have some respect for the people sitting around you and helping you out right now. Like, get your shit together right now. So
go in, get it done.
get it done. Come on,
You got it done. All right, I got some random questions here. We were talking about boarding cultures. So we got wakeboard culture, surf culture, snowboard culture, skateboard culture. What's some of your favorite parts about all these cultures that you've experienced? So, what are some good things about wakeboarding, and then maybe some good things about other cultures, or maybe things that you're glad wakeboarding doesn't have in terms of culture-wise? Is there anything that jumps out? Comes to stuff like that?
I would say the people, like, I just feel comfortable being on the snow or on the water and hanging around and being myself, not need to have a stick in my ass. I can go there and in Germany, you say here you to everyone, but in Germany you say du, and if you speak to someone as to your teacher or someone higher, you say sie. And if you're in this community, you are du. You like you. Like we're friends, we're brothers. You know what I mean? And then I love that. You not need to talk to someone high. You have your respect. Like everyone should have their respect for everyone all the time. But just being friends with everyone, can drink a beer, and it's cool.
Friendly people.
Friendly
Welcoming
people.
community.
Welcoming.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Most of the time.
That's just life. I mean, that's just
we
life.
have our assholes.
What's been some of your most, emotional moments in wakeboarding? Has there ever been any times that, good or bad, make you kind of get real emotional about riding or the community or anything like that?
Positive and negative, definitely. I would say starting with negative, I cried a lot not getting my trick because mentally I was not ready, or like just didn't have it together in the day. Another thing what guys don't have is the period. And I stopped taking anything and just like go with the flow. Period comes in. And I'm personally, before I get my period, I'm super emotional. Like this week before, should not try a new trick or like hit the 2.0 and set up something. And then sometimes it hit me. I set up something in this week and try a trick and like didn't get it together. Like mentally like done. And then you write to the feature and write and try to do something out. And I couldn't get it. I can sometimes not get it together. And that's like, wow, you're like, what the hell I'm doing here? And I feel like the highest moments definitely in the streets, like landing a trick, or feel if like a friend lands a trick and you see it is even higher, like you're so stoked for this person. But I feel like the highest where I cried and I couldn't believe it when Anne Fryer went LA Open, and she's my best friend. I'm like, but standing there and seeing her killing it as hell, it was like the best ever.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, I'll make me cry again.
It's a good moment. I think she's one of the most underrated riders. She is so freaking good on the board. So good.
Looking so comfortable in her riding. You know, like just like she has that sauce.
Strong. She's steezy. Like, damn, we need some more animal clips.
Yes. And she came back now.
Yeah, she was injured for a while, wasn't she?
Yeah. And it happened with me, and pretty funny because so 2 years ago she got injured when we both rode in is it what do you say, rode in the contest, or
yep, we both rode in the contest.
We both rode together in Italy. It's called Wake the City. So we partnering up, and she landed on the the kicker, like half cab roll, easy for her. She landed with a straight leg, and she's like, oh my God, I think I broke, like something happened. And she keep riding, like finishing this contest. And I'm like, just passing the features and says, stop, don't do anything. We go out, you know what I mean? And yeah, she was like 2 years out, close to like coming back. And now she's like snowboarding again, killing it. If someone sees her stuff in the stories. And then I got pregnant, couldn't come. Like, we didn't ride together since 2 years now, you know, like being good friends and stuff. Next year, it's like, gonna be our year.
Yeah, I gotta get out. You got some time to make up for.
We don't have time to make up for. Got a lot of beers.
So, speaking of her, what else gets you hyped on wakeboarding right now? What gets you stoked?
What get me stoked?
Yeah.
Seeing creative tricks out there, seeing steezy people, like just what makes you want to ride. I love Sammy Kautner, watching his clips. I love Tobias Michel. Just like
talk about some guys who got some good kits.
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah, for sure. Sitting in Valdosta, like, so inspirational, but out there, definitely a lot of people who keep me going. It's like, I want to learn this trick. you know, that's like, really keeps me going.
Gets you hyped.
Get me hyped.
Those are two good names right there, man. What would you like to see more of in wakeboarding?
There's so much space for more people going in the streets. Like, if you see, we're sitting there, and how many street parts in snowboarding just dropped like the last 2 months? I feel like I could every second night I could watch a new video on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can't do that in wakeboarding yet.
You gotta search for them, it feels like, and they just don't exist. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much more space for more wakeboarder and going more on the streets, and not just to be sponsored or being athlete, just like half of these guys who drop the street part are not sponsored. They're just doing it for fun because it's like that's their passion, you know?
Yeah.
So we just need more of them and more creative videos. And
right there with you. I totally agree with that. Absolutely. What advice would you give to a female rider trying to come up and maybe not make a name for themselves, but get involved in the community, become a rider, and make an impact?
First thing I would say, ride clean. We all learning tricks. On the beginning, we teaching the shit out of it. But if you post something, it need to be clean. And don't just do I'm right now blown away how many young girls can do backside to 70 on tubes, but I never saw a sick nose press of them. You know, like there is more, like, you know, it's funny. Like if you see Claudia Pagnini, you see the girls from Italy, they're having all their style. Then earlier I just watched some girls from Barcelona from the cable. They all look like Elena Bodi. So it's like, I know, it's so cute. I think it's amazing. But just like to all the girls out there, just try to write clean when you post something. I mean, I'm teaching the shit out of stuff, but I'm not posting it. So just do your job.
If you check out the bottom of my board, it's not all 90 degrees.
Yeah.
But at least the stuff that's hitting the airwaves and the videos, it's...
Then film a lot, make a lot of pictures to see yourself. Like that's important. It's like how often I film and not posting it or not saving it is insane. Like mostly we're a little bit too critical for ourselves, but
that is a great way to progress, is to watch yourself.
Yeah, watch yourself. Definitely.
I like that. Where can people support Copycats Club? So if they're interested in Copycats Club, where can they find it?
Follow on Instagram. Let there some comments if you like something. Don't be shy. Let me know if you have to say something.
Yeah.
I not need to do it all by myself. Do a lot of pictures, do a lot of videos. You can buy the mag online. I ship it worldwide. 90% arrives.
That's pretty good.
I had a girl. I sent out the magazines in beginning of September or something like that. And 2 days ago, a girl reached out to me saying, "Hey, Sina, my order never arrived." And I'm like, "When did you order it?" "In August." "It's January. You know that. You could have reached out earlier to me." Like,
just want to make sure it really wasn't coming.
It really wasn't coming. Even though it's coming, like, I mean, I'm shipping out from Germany to like worldwide. It can take 4 weeks, so be a little bit patient. But if it's not,
if it's been a minute, then
been a minute, tell me.
Reach out.
I maybe sometimes it gets stuck and you get it after 8 weeks. But if it's not coming after 2, 3, 4 weeks, like I send you another one, like for sure. Definitely.
Sometimes it gets lost in the mail. So, before we jump into Patreon questions, is there anybody? We can kind of wrap it up. Is there anybody you want to thank or anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to touch on?
Definitely. If you want to sponsor Copycats Club, help me out.
Right here, baby. We got plenty of pages.
I wanna create stuff, and I have so many ideas, and I would love to make like more stuff, but I just don't have all this time to do it alone. So I would love to have a crew to it together. And I'm thinking about like reaching out to brands out of wakeboarding, but it's hard. So if you have any connections to someone and want to connect me. And then I'm thankful for all my friends and Space Mob and Wes. I mean, if I would not had Wes, I would never be there where I am. Like it's always like, oh, you're the pro ho from him. Like, no, he said you need to do it, but I need to do it by myself. He never called somewhere for me. So it's amazing how he like pushed me in the direction. Like in Turntable, like the people say, wow, where was this all hiding, you know? So I'm like, wow, thank you so much, Wes, for pushing that out of me, I would say.
Covered it a little bit.
Covered up. Thanks for Niels Ritter. I grew up with him snowboarding. He's like so good in filming and picturing, like the best. And then Anne and Momo and Jolina and Luca and Naomi, and thankful for Slingshot to be myself, and thankful for Right Engine now. Got hooked up with them to support me, and Fritz Kohler, coolest brand ever in Germany.
There you go.
And hey, I write stuff down because like I don't want to forget something.
Yeah. Jump.
I was like, wait.
That's what
I was like, oh, wait. Where did I see it? Yeah, I think I did all.
You got it all? You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Love it.
I mean, I forgot someone. Probably mad at me.
We'll throw it in the comments if you did. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, follow Cena, follow Copycats Club, Space Mob, everything. If you guys want to support the podcast, make sure to join the Patreon. Thanks everyone for tuning in. See you guys next time.
Thanks for listening.